wanted to bring up a topic today: what to say when someone asks you about going natural. What things can you tell someone who's considering returning to being natural? I had this conversation this morning at church. This morning I decided that instead of telling someone the regimen that I use, the products that I use, what they're doing wrong, things that they should be doing, how their hair looks now, is it damaged, asking people questions about how they do their hair and then tell them what you do to your hair, they're not ready for that. I think that when people inquire about a look that they may want to step into, they may want to start a hair journey, the first thing you want to do is not to turn them away, because it would seem complicated, that they aren't on that level yet. I've had a lot of people say they just want their hair to look like my hair. Instead of discouraging them by telling them things that, like a regimen, writing down things, hair journey and all of that, I start with one thing: encouragement. I have started to encourage anyone who asks me about returning to being natural. I encourage them. I always start with, it's a desire. If you want to return to being natural, you have to want to do it. It has to come from you. It can't come from me. It can't come from you watching YouTube videos and having hair envy. It has to be something that you truly want to do, because when those times get tough where your hair doesn't respond the way you want it to, you're still dealing with heat damage, people talking, people disapproving, you disapproving of your decision, and questioning yourself of whether you should continue the journey, you're going to have to want to push all that aside and get through until you meet your goal. The number one thing I am doing is encouraging people. So this morning I had an opportunity to encourage two women. I thought that the conversation went way better than any other conversation that I've had recently, when I always share the products that I use, how I do my hair, and ask them questions about what products they use. Now, I did get to interject some of those questions, but that wasn't the first thing that I did. First thing was just telling them that it has to come from within. What do you want your hair to look like? How do you feel about yourself? I came to this major point. No one teaches us how to care for hair. I made a joke with them saying that, I'll turn around and see several women that are nearly bald-headed. They started to laugh, but I said, it's true. I said, now, do you think that those women really want to be bald-headed? The answer is no. No woman wants to come to church or to work or anywhere and have hair missing on the side, her edges are thin, her hair is missing in the back because she's done too many braids. No one wants to look like that. I stopped looking at women in a disapproving light, because I said, how could you let your hair look like that? How could you let it get to that point? It's like throwing rocks when you've sinned. I had heat damaged hair. My hair was like here. I couldn't even get my hair into a ponytail. There was no way that I could talk about someone else when I used to do the same thing. It's because we're not educated on how to care for our hair. So I brought that point up to them after I started the encouragement. That's where I left it. No one wants to have hair missing in the back or on the sides. No one wants that. When someone makes those type of comments, encourage them. That's what I suggest you do. Start with encouragement and tell them that the hair journey is their own. If they come back to you, then you're not working against so much doubt, because there are going to be a lot of things that they could bring up, opposition. I've had people do that. But again, I start with encouragement and them owning the desire to want to start a hair journey. And then once we've gotten past that, then I start to talk about things that they could use for their hair. I sometimes ask them about the products that they're already using, so that I can show them why maybe they shouldn't use it, and then introduce the type of products that I use. Those things come later. Now, if you're dealing with people that you probably will never run across, I still think that you should start off with encouragement and them owning their hair journey first, and then you can make some suggestions about the the types of products they should use. Hopefully you have something that they could go back to, like a YouTube channel or a blog site or someone else's blog site, just so that they could start their journey. If you start your conversations with love and encouragement, the response that you'll get from people would be way better than telling them they're wrong for doing this and right for doing that. You don't want them to start judging themselves before they accept themselves, because that's really what the hair journey is about. Accepting you, loving yourself, loving being natural and being confident. So I try to establish that first before we start any type of regimen. That's my tip for today. If you have any questions, comments, you want to leave feedback in regards to this topic, please leave your comments below. You can inbox me, however you want to get in contact with me. All my information will be in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, come back and check out some more of Love My Curls. Alright guys, bye.